How's Leo?
Fine. He's at apartment hunting right now. Timmy and little Phoebe send their love.
You saw them?
We drove up to Terrytown for the weekend.
How's Allison?
Great. I suppose you know she's running for Congress. You live alone?
All alone.
I'm sorry I walked out on you, Jason. I mean, at that time, in the middle of a production.
Wouldn't have made any difference if you'd stayed. Nothing could have helped that play. And since we're on the subject, said a lot of things in the heat of anger before you left.
You don't have to apologize.
No. There's something I said that's really been bothering me and I'd like to retract it. It was stupid and childish and I never should have said it.
What?
I never had my nose fixed.
I know.
How?
It was out of character.
For me to have it done?
No, for you to admit it.
I'd forgotten what an excellent judge of character you were.
Why are you nursing such a grudge?
You're asking that seriously.
It's important that we clear the air.
Why?
You'll understand later. Look, I'm sorry that I walked out on you at an inopportune time, but is that any reason to go into a childish sulk?
Childish? You turned my life upside down. You ruined my marriage.
How did I ruin your marriage?
Look, I don't really see a point in rehashing all
How
that.
did I ruin your marriage?
All right. Do you know why Allison left me?
She found out about you and Kate Mallory.
And how do you think she found out? Why do you think she kept her nose to the scent like a Tennessee bloodhound?
I have no idea.
Allison kept asking me why you'd left and wouldn't accept any reason I gave her. It was maddening. She said for you to leave me, I must have done something absolutely horrendous.
Why would she think that?
Look, she was quite demented at the time, totally irrational, made no sense at all.
What didn't?
She said that for all the years you and I were together, you'd been in love with me.
I was in love with you.
Well, now you can see why I bear a certain animosity.
No, I don't.
For God's sake, you could have had the decency to tell me.
You were married. You know what a stickler for form you were.
You certainly kept it hidden very well.
Allison knew.
Yes, well, I don't know how she sensed that.
Maybe it was the way I clung on every word you said and started to perspire when I came within 2 feet of you.
I have that effect on a lot of people. Anyway, I resent being the last to
You
know.
were the first, Jason. You knew, and you enjoyed it. Though I can't say I blame you. You had the best of both worlds. 2 women who adored you and devoted their lives to satisfying your every whim. And you reveled in it.
Did you come up with that idea all by yourself?
No, I went into analysis.
Why?
You are an arrogant, often unfeeling, difficult man, and for some 10 years I was totally infatuated by you. I am now married to a nice, sensitive man, and if my marriage was going to work, I had to come up with my reasons for my relationship with you.
Why do you think I'm unfeeling?
Jason, do you realize the only time I ever saw you cry was when a pit orchestra struck up? Never in real life.
Tears are simply the appearance of emotion, not emotion itself.
They're for you to know and everyone else to find out.
What other blinding revelations did you experience?
When I found out about you and Kate Mallory, I was angry with you because I wanted you to make love with me.
You know, I liked you a lot better before you came out of your shell.
It's not easy for me to sit here and say these things, Jason.
It's not a lot of fun where I'm sitting either. Look, is this encounter part of your therapy?
Partly. Naturally, I wanted to see how I feel when I saw you again.
How's it going so far?
Are you just being flip, or do you really want an answer?
You used to be able to tell.
I'm also here for professional reasons. Have you read romantic comedy?
What's that?
It's the title of my book.
I'm sorry, I've been rather pressed for time lately. Well, don't look at me as if I haven't completed a homework assignment. I simply haven't gotten around to it yet.
I thought you might be curious. No matter. I want to turn it into a play, and I would like you to collaborate with me on it.
Why?
2 reasons. First, I'd like to tell you how I got the idea.
Is that absolutely
It
necessary?
was a funny quote by Hemingway.
Yes, he's always cracked me up.
He said that him and this woman were in love for 40 years, but whenever he was married, she was single. When she was single, he was married. He said we were the victims of an unsynchronized passion. That got me thinking about us. I started the book as therapy. Of course, I fantasized the relationship to make it more interesting. Jason, what I'm trying to say is I want you to write it with me because I stole your character.
Isn't this where you came in 14 years ago?
And that didn't end too badly, did it?
You said there were 2 reasons?
Second should be obvious. You're the best dramatist of this sort of material I know.
There's a 3rd reason.
Oh?
You think I need the money and my life is in shambles.
I'd be less than honest if I said I wasn't aware of that, but that has nothing, well, very little to do with my offer. It's not your lack of money that worries me, Jason. It's your lack of spirit. You need to work.
I'm not a charity case.
I never said you were.
No, you said a lot more. Now let me say a few things. You come waltzing in here, clutching your tawdry little bestseller and expect me to kiss the hem of your Givenchy dress. Well, you've made a few assumptions that need correcting. First, I may have been going through a somewhat fallow period, but my career did not freeze into a still life the moment you left. I was writing plays when you were a teenage ticket taker, and I suspect I'll be writing them long after you're a plump matron making funny speeches about your septic tank to the PTA. Next, your infantile, psychological insights about my character and your infatuation with an unfeeling, insensitive man. Wait a minute, I'm not through!
No! You haven't come up with a good exit line yet!
Next, your concern over my alleged lack of emotion. How the hell can you presume to know what I feel and don't feel? How do you know that when you left I wasn't quite bruised? Of course, I was remembering a warm, vulnerable, compassionate, unique girl who used to blush, not the woman you've become. Do you know what you've become? You've become crisp. One of those confident, crisp, fashion-plated bitches who think they know the secret of the world, and I wouldn't work with you if you were a combination of Molière and Mary Tyler Moore.